You're watching The Blitz, sponsored by Realtor Michael Rocha.
This week, we're at Chuck Hughes Stadium where Modesto High hosted Pitman High in Week 3 of this 2021 season. The Panthers entered this matchup with a bad taste in their mouths after taking a historic beating from Turlock High a week prior, losing by a whopping score of 74-13 that dropped them to 0-2. The Pride, on the other hand, were fresh off their first victory of the season, having just beat Gregory High 48-20. Pitman's goal for the game was to not only win, but showcase their talent on both sides of the ball. And they hope to do that with the likes of quarterback Jared Morin, running backs Jesse Luna and Sergio Romo, and linebacker Nathan Bittner, as you'll see right here on the Friday Night Highlights brought to you by The Blitz.
Where are we from? West side! Where are we from? West side! 1, 2, 3!
We're jumping into the first play of Pitman's second possession, and we've got Romo rounding the corner with speed. He picks up 19 yards and a first down. 5 plays later, and Morin drops back and drops the ball into the hands of Joey Stout. A relatively easy completion that's good for another 19 yards and a first down, and that sets up a touchdown pass from Morin to Landon Magina, last season starting QB for Pitman, who put 6 points on the board with this 5-yard completion. It's 6-0 with 3:01 left in the first quarter after a failed PAT. Immediately following the touchdown, Pitman calls an onside kick, and they get it, until a flag for illegal formation negates it. But that's okay, because Pitman's defense has something up their sleeve. Panther QB Eli McCabe drops back on third down, lets it rip, and it's intercepted by Larry Romero Jr. Pitman gets the ball on Modesto's 26, but then gives it right back on the very next play. A fumbled snap recovered by number 80, and a big break for the Panthers. Or is it? No, it's not. Another interception, 3 turnovers in 3 plays, and Romero Jr. gets his second pick of the night. No points scored on the turnover, but when the Pride do regain possession, they make it count. Jesse Luna takes the handoff and blasts through a wide open hole in the Panther defense, and he's gone for a 57-yard touchdown that puts Pitman up 13-0 early in the second quarter. Cause for celebration. Whoa, what's this? Oh, you know exactly what this is.
Play of the game.
Kudos to Pitman's offensive line for the double-wide running lane, and props to Luna for being fast as a mofo. Now, you might notice we haven't seen much of Modesto's offense, and that's because Modesto failed to convert a first down the entire first half, and so we're back to Pitman on offense, and they're back to Romo. The senior back hits the edge on the far side of the field for a 15-yard pickup. They're in Modesto territory, but a combo sack by Brian Cortez and his homie number 41 leads to a 4th and 14 and a 41-yard field goal attempt from Evan Keeley that sails through the uprights to make it 16-0. Hey, Pitman's got a kicker. Pitman gets the ball back yet again before the end of the half, and we've got Stout shouldering his way for 11 yards. And as the clock expires, Keeley is back at it with a 23-yard field goal for your halftime score, 19-0. And with that, let's recognize our sponsor. A 2-time Reader's Choice winner for Best Real Estate Agent, Michael Rocha is known to put his clients first. Whether you're buying or selling in 2021, Michael Rocha is the agent to call because he'll get you the best deal. For more info, call 209-485-5228 and follow 209 Real Estate on Instagram and M. Rocha Homes on Facebook. Second play of the second half, and it turns out Romo isn't just a runner, he's a receiver too. That's a 17-yard pass from Morin. An entire pack of Panthers can't take Romo down. I doubt he skips leg day. Now we skip to the penultimate snap of this 8-play drive, and there's a familiar face with the ball. Luna on a mad dash for the pylon, extending and crashing out of bounds. He gains 27 yards, but he's denied another touchdown. They call him down at the 1, but I'm honestly not sure about that. Either way, that sets up a 1-yard touchdown plunge from Lalaudi Elisehi. Sorry if I butchered the name. Pitman now leads 26-0. All right, Modesto, we've got Panthers on offense, and we've got their first down of the game, a 6-yard run from either Luciano Mendoza or Andre Zarona. Not quite sure, but I am sure about this. A pitch pass from Cortez to number 14 for 33 yards. Modesto's biggest play of the game. It feels good, but they don't score on the drive. On 4th and 10, they only pick up 8 as McCabe connects with Cortez. A flag on the play for contact, but it's a dead ball foul. Pitman, they get tripped up by another more costly penalty on the ensuing drive when a 74-yard touchdown run from Stout is wiped from the stat sheet due to a block in the back. The Panther defense holds, and on the next possession, Modesto gets the ball rolling, or rather flying, because McCabe starts to let it loose. That was an 18-yard connection. And then 2 plays later, McCabe hits Heston Blom with a 17-yard pass, directly setting up a 14-yard touchdown to the unnamed number 87, who takes a hit but holds on. Modesto's on the board, and it's 26-6 after a failed PAT with 4:19 left in the game. Pitman has one more big play left in the tank, an 18-yard rush from Luna. I think we might be hearing from him a little later, but there's another mismanaged snap on a 3rd down. Morin snatches the ball up and gets pulled to the turf. It's time for a punt, and as it turns out, time for another Modesto highlight. Blocked punt by 51, recovered at Pitman's 56, and McCabe continues to shine on offense. Here's a 22-yard pass and catch to Blom. He's down at the 14-yard line. Then we've got a rollout and a strike to number 87 for 11 yards. And then, after showing his arm, McCabe shows off his legs to cap a 3-play drive with a 3-yard touchdown run in the closing moments of the game. 26-13 is the final score. Pitman still wins, but it's a smaller pill to swallow for Modesto.
1, 2, 3, family!
You know, just coming back from our Gregor game as last week, I feel like bouncing back from that game was really good because we got some hype in our team, and we really came out loud versus Mo High. It didn't go as planned. Obviously, first half we didn't really do as much as we wanted to coming in here, but our defense really held up, and we got 2 interceptions back-to-back that we didn't score on offensively. So I feel like coming out here, we could have really came out with more intensity as we did it versus Gregor game, and we could have put up a lot more points versus these guys. We really wanted to come here and just blast off these guys in the first half and have our other guys come in the second half, but I mean, things don't go as planned, they go as they want, and they came to play. So I mean, we're really thankful, all of us, just to be in this situation right now, because I mean, we're in California and it could be really tough. We're thankful to get 2 or 3 games. We're getting 5 games. We're playing in the league. We're playing who we used to play with against each other, and we're happy with any outcome. 2-1, back-to-back wins. We can't be more happy with that. I mean, we're gonna go into Downey. We're gonna see what we can do with that. We're gonna work more on our offensive scheme. I hope so, because I mean, our defenses did their job versus Downey. They're a better team, obviously, and I feel like we should have a better game plan going towards them and have our team we should be more heads up about them.
Pitman finished the game with 322 yards of total offense. After recording only 28 yards in the first half, Modesto finished with 204 yards of total offense. Jesse Luna was Pitman's biggest offensive weapon with 170 rushing yards and 1 touchdown on 16 carries. Sergio Romo also tore it up, gaining 81 yards on 13 carries while also playing well on defense and special teams. And quarterback Jared Morin completed 5 of 7 passes for 50 yards and 1 touchdown. On the other side of the field, Modesto's quarterback Eli McCabe completed 18 of 28 passes for 141 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions in addition to his rushing touchdown. Modesto is now 0-3 at the bottom of the Central California Athletic League standings, with Enoch High scheduled for next week. Pitman is now 2-1 and tied for second place in the CCal with Enoch High, who just suffered its first loss at the hands of the undefeated Turlock Bulldogs. The Pride will face Downey on the road next week in a must-win game to set up a showdown for a league title against rival Turlock High in the Harvest Bowl, which we will be covering to close out the season. But before that game takes place, the Blitz will be at Hillmore High next week to cover the Yellow Jackets as they take on Livingston High. You don't want to miss that episode, so make sure to keep your eyes locked on turlockjournal.com as well as our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter pages for updates and new episodes. That's it for week 3 of the Blitz. Thank you for watching.